everybody? What's going on? I hope all of y'all are doing fan-freaking-tastic out there. So, yeah, to explain what today's video is, by no stretch of the imagination am I saying that the COVID-19 situation is a good thing. I'm not saying that. I've had my share of sorrow from this pandemic, okay? Just like almost everybody else has. What I'm saying in this video is that despite the dark times, I was still able to find some joy, okay? It took me having to sit back and slap myself to say, hey, look back, look what just happened. And I was astonished. So, for today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys the top 10 things that has happened to me in light of the pandemic. This may be a weird title, I don't know. But yeah. Number 10, I got to watch WrestleMania 36. Now, the reason it's so high up on the list right now is because, yes, the lack of the crowd. And there are some of those skeptics out there that isn't liking what WWE or AEW is doing right now as far as empty arena matches goes. Alright? But still though, somehow or another, WrestleMania made me shut up, and I still thought the event was pretty alright. My favorite matches of the night, my favorite real match of the night was Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. Now, I also freaking loved that Boneyard match between The Undertaker and AJ Styles. And watching that match, it showcased every single freaking reason why I love The Undertaker so much. Alright, number 9. I got to play Resident Evil 5 for the first time. Now, I didn't finish it all the way through. However, as I was playing it, I had a little bit of an idea in my mind. So, I've got 2 pieces of the game left. That's the last 2 parts of the last chapter. And I figured that, you know what? It might be best if I save that gameplay for Halloween this year. Alright. Number 8. I got to watch a lot of movies. Now, yes, I know I can watch a lot of movies outside of the pandemic, but, I probably would not have had the time to watch all these movies if my regular schedule was going on. You know what I'm saying? Between work and filming SSP and everything else. So, without going too in-depth about my review for these movies, this is what I watched in no particular order. Currently, I'm in the middle of the Nightmare series for Freddy Krueger. After this, I'm going to head right into the Friday the 13th series because, you know, I want to lead up to Freddy vs. Jason again this month. Every year leading up to my birthday, I always watch some of my favorite movies for some of my favorite actors. And the movies included Ernest Goes to Jail, Friday, the first one with Ice Cube and Chris Tucker, both Nutty Professors, Liar Liar and the Mask of Jim Carrey, Robin Williams' Miss Doubtfire, and Flower. I've also gotten to watch My Hero Academia 2 Heroes, both Pet Cemeteries, the Resident Evil series, Dawn of the Dead and Land of the Dead, The Wrestler, Girl on the Third Floor, Bad Trip, Little Monsters, Woody the Woodpecker, Phantasm, no, the entire Phantasm series, every Toy Story, and Boone the Bounty Hunter. Number 7. My friend Derek moved into the street. Now, for those that don't know, Derek has been on my channel a few times, and he's actually a former hardcore champion. And he was the last hardcore champion. However, he's decided to do a video explaining what happened. He's no longer champion right now. The belt is vacated, but stay tuned to SSB for more updates on that. He's going to be here for the next month. Number 6. Now, every time SSP has an anniversary video, I always do a highlight reel showing the best moments from this past year, or from the past year. And SSP's 5th anniversary is coming up on the 29th. Alright? Now, it seems like since the pandemic started, every week of regular SSP uploads has had at least one memorable moment to go on the highlight reel. I would think that because of this pandemic, I kind of worked my butt off in a sense. So as far as my personal review goes, I honestly think that I've been doing a good job as far as filming and editing and everything else. That's just me though. Alright, number 5. My wisdom tooth was removed. Now, one bad thing that did happen during this pandemic was I was having a severe toothache in the back of my mouth. Okay? However, once I made a prayer request to my preacher, somehow or another somebody else in the church found out about it, and I was able to go to the dentist to get checked out. Okay? So, I'm gonna try not to like go too much into detail about this because I know I probably talked about it yesterday on SSP for Sup Everybody. But yeah, when me and the dentist was talking, a wisdom tooth needed to be removed, and I got the tooth right here. All right, this may be a little ugly for you, so you've been warned. All right, that's my wisdom tooth that was pulled out. Yep. And that part right there, that was what was infected. Now, it was bad like this because it grew in an abnormal fashion. Now, the morning that I'm filming this is actually the morning after I had the operation. So unfortunately, I cannot eat anything solid for a while. Heck, the only thing I ate yesterday was just basically a few spoonfuls of applesauce, and that was it. So hopefully my regular diet will resume sooner rather than later. But I'm looking at my timer right now, and it's actually time for me to take my medicine. That's the pills I gotta take. Alright. First dose finished. Alright. Number 4. I got to have an empty arena match with my brother. Now, the time I'm filming this, I am hoping to have at least one more empty arena match. Maybe 2 if I can book it in time. But yeah, that match was still pretty cool. Who knows, maybe one of these days we can do that in front of a crowd. Number 3. I got to play Cards Against Humanity for the first time. Not with like the actual cards, but I got to play an online version. Some of you guys know my history with the Reactor community here on YouTube, how I'm a Reactor myself, and one of the people that I'm Reactor friends with happens to be the Humanoid Freak. He was the one that was hosting the game, and he invited me to play for the past few Saturdays, which I had really fun doing. Even though I've lost a lot, and freaking Addict the One kept winning over and over and over again. Humanoid Freak, thank you. Alright, number 2. I got to have my birthday. Now, my original birthday plans for this year didn't go as planned. However, I still had a backup plan in place. Yeah, this year I had my own little cake. I did have some ice cream. Now, my original plan was to like hold my own party, which that didn't really turn out so well because of the pandemic. Alright. However, my plan B was to just like make the day about me, okay? I wanted to force my own good day pretty much. So it basically turned into just me eating a lot of cake and watching all of my favorite TV shows. Alright. So what happened though was my friend Carl, who was my church's youth teacher, he told me that him and his wife and Tristan and his sisters wanted to come by and come see me, right? So they pulled the van up, and me and Carl, we were talking about some things, you know. So me and Carl, we were talking about some things, and he gave me 2 bags. One of them had a book in it for like a daily devotional thing. One of them had candy in it. Got some goldfish crackers from it. Um, yeah, and he also gave me this big old sign right here. I guess the big old poster boards, signs like this, is a shout out to me being a wrestler and all the wrestling signs that you see every time you turn on TV. But yeah. So as I was sitting there talking though, I started to hear this horn, right? So I happened to look to my left, and what do I see coming up the street? I see a whole bunch of cars coming in the form of a parade, filled with people from my church, driving by my house, giving me cards, giving me cookies, and giving me balloons. Uh, that took me off guard, and that moment felt really awesome. Okay? Most of them had signs of their own, and I even got to keep a couple of them. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Alright, now, the number one thing that I have been blessed with during this pandemic, I got to spend time with my niece and my nephew. Now, it's unofficial right now. Technically, it's step and technically it's a step niece and nephew. However, they're not using the step yet. Now, for those of you that don't know, my brother is engaged. Okay? And now this engagement, or this marriage coming up soon, it's making me an uncle and making him a stepdad. Okay? My niece, she's 8 years old, and my nephew, he's 10. So when I got to hang out with them for the first time for a major amount of time was the Easter weekend, and I had fun hanging out with both of them and my sister-in-law. So yeah, and after hanging out with those two, it felt really good, you know. It felt really good, and plus during that time I was in a very dark state of mind because of some personal issues that came up with me and another friend. But those two really helped me feel a lot better, you know? So, much love out there to both of you, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's been the top 10 things I've received in light of this pandemic. So, I hope all of you stay safe out there. I hope all of you stay healthy out there. Hope all of you can find a way to stay happy out there. And until next time, trying to make sure that all of you remember to be outrageously optimistic year round. Booyah, I'm out.